Okay, so we'll have a look here, and we see here that our files have all been uploaded. If we look inside here now, we'll see that all our WP config files and all that stuff is sitting in here. So we're all ready to install. So what we do is we just go to the URL of our blog, so it's a-healthy-dog.com. Just do that from here. Now I'll hit the enter key. Okay, so what it wants to do is create a wp-config.php file. And the reason it needs to do that is to be able to tell WordPress where all of its stuff is. Now on this server, if we try and do that, it's going to come up and say that the directory is not writable. So to fix that, what we'll do is we'll go back to FileZilla and then go to where public HTML is, right click on it, go to File Attributes, and you'll see that there are some unchecked checkboxes. So what we want to do is check the middle checkbox here and check all of these checkboxes temporarily and click OK. Now go back and click there. And now what this screen is telling us is that we're going to have to define for WordPress the database name, database username, password, and host, as well as a table prefix if we only have one database and we're going to run multiple WordPress installs for one database. Okay, so let's go. Now you're not going to have to do that if you use a provided hosting account I show you, because you're allowed unlimited number of databases. Okay, so here it wants a database name. So what we want to do is go back to our cPanel, and then our database name is this whole string right here. So we just copy that, then we paste that in here, and then the username in this case is the same, but you find the username here, paste that in there. Okay, and the password you choose, you put in there. Database host is almost always going to be localhost, and if you go down to the bottom here, you can see that it says localhost. 99.9% of the time that's what it is. Table prefix is WP underscore. We can just leave that as it is. If you're, like I say, if you're going to install multiple WordPress installs into one database, you may need to change this for every other install. Actually, you will need to change it for every other install to a different character set. Okay, now we click submit. Okay, now it says run the install. Now here we give it a blog title, and we want this title to be keyword rich, so make sure we have our main keywords in the title. Okay, and then we put our email address in here. This will email us the password in case we forget it. Then here, if you want your blog to appear in search engines, and we do, now we click Install WordPress. Okay, it tells us what the password is here. So let's copy that and then log in. Username's admin, so we do admin. And then paste our password that we just copied into here. Click a login. And our basic blog setup. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is go and set up your password. So we'll go to our profile and roll down here and then put our new password in down here and change it. Okay, then we'll update our profile and our password has been updated. Okay, so if we check our site, do a visit site, we have our basic blog set up. Now remember, we changed public HTML, so we need to go back here, right click, go to File Attributes, and make sure that the boxes are unchecked. It may have reset itself, so as long as you've unchecked these three boxes and that one, then everything's okay. So nothing to worry about there. Okay, so let's go back to Site Admin. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is go and get a theme for our site and upload it. We're also going to want to set up all the plugins. And you'll see here that all the plugins we uploaded are in here ready for us to set up. But before we do that, we're going to go and find a theme. that fits our niche. Now there's lots of places to get free themes. All you have to do is do a search. So we'll go to Google and we'll just do a quick search. And here we'll put WordPress dog theme. And then actually we'll just put the word free in there as well. There. And then what we can do is just go through these until we find one we like. So we'll just go doing some search, and this is all you got to do is search around till you find one that you like. So I had lots of choices, but this is the one I like here. So I'm going to go ahead and download this, and there's just a download link on the page. So just click on the link to download it and then save it to your folder. And then unzip it and upload it just like we did before. Okay, and if we click on that, you'll see that there's a folder inside, and that's what we're going to want to upload is the inside folder. So the files are inside there. So we'll go back to FileZilla, we'll reconnect. And what we need to do is go into the WP-content and then themes. And that's where we upload it. So we'll find our... Okay, so that's the folder we upload. So you click on the folder, click upload, and all the files are uploaded to the themes directory. Okay, they're all uploaded. So now we can go back to our blog dashboard, go into design, okay, so here we are. All we have to do is click on the theme we want. And we just activate it by clicking up here. And that's been set to our theme. If we click visit site now, our new blog look will have taken effect. And there it is there. So it's a good fit for our blog. Okay, so let's go back to the admin area. Click the back button here. Now let's go back to settings. And right here where it says just another WordPress weblog, this is what are called our tagline. And we're going to want to change that to make sense for our new site and also to have some keywords in it. So I think what I'll do is I'll change this to a healthy dog, and then down here, okay, so there we go. Down here we have our WordPress address and our blog address. Don't really have to worry about that. What this allows you to do is keep the blog files in a different location from the home page. Since we've already installed it, there's nothing to do there. Here's our email address. Down here, if we're going to allow registrations or not, and in our case, we don't really need to do that unless you want people to be able to register on your blog and comment on it. That does ask for trouble, though. You could get a bunch of spammers on there. The universal time code, so set that to the proper time zone that you're in. Here's your date format, and there's what it looks like. You don't have to really touch that. That should be all you need to do. So we'll save that. And let's just view our site. And you'll see that it's taken effect up here. Okay, let's go back. Now there's some other things we need to set up in here. We'll just start on the right hand side. Miscellaneous. And this is where our files get uploaded to if we're using the Media Manager. Okay, so there's really nothing you need to touch in here unless you want to change it, the size of your thumbnails and the medium size of your photos. Permalinks. This will give you a search engine friendly URLs, and this is a good thing to set. So what you want to do is click on Custom Structure, and then in the Resources document there is a piece of code that you can put in here. And there's what you put in there. This will make the URL, the URL of your site slash category slash the name of the post rather than having something that looks like this. This will make it much more search engine friendly. So we'll save the tags. Okay, now you notice it says you should update your .htaccess now. So what you have to do is go down to the bottom here and grab all the code in this box, like so. And you have to update the htaccess file in order for this to work. So what we have to do is go into our cPanel. Now we need to go to the File Manager. Then we need to go inside public_HTML or wherever your web documents reside, and your host will have told you that. Then what we need to do is find .htaccess, click on it, and over on the right side, click Edit File, and just underneath everything down here, just hit the Enter key a couple times and just paste that in there and save. Now that's all there is to it. You've now updated the htaccess file. Close that. Okay, so we've done that. Just save again here. Okay, next we'll go to privacy. We already set that. We don't want the blog to be visible to everyone, including search engines like Google, etc. Discussion. Here's where you can set, if you want people to be able to comment on it, you can set all these settings here. Now, if you are going to allow people to comment on it, you're going to want to turn on the Akismet spam fighting plugin, which is already included, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And if not, you can turn it off right in here. I'm not going to allow comments on this blog. So we'll turn off that. Turn off link notifications from other blogs. Leave the first one and attempt to notify any blogs linked to from the article. Down here, anyone post a comment, undo that. Leave a comment is held for moderation just to be safe. An administrator must always approve the comment. Check that. Comment author must fill out name and email, and comment author must have a previous approved comment. That'll keep people from being able to comment just by doing those things. Okay, then you have blacklists and so on. You don't have to worry about that if you're not allowing them. If you are, you could put some blacklisted words in here to help keep the spam away. Down here, you can set whether you're going to use avatars or not, and what the content rating of your site is. So you want to have a G rating here. Down here, you can have the default avatar, and then down you have some choices down here. You can change it. Okay, when we're happy with that, we'll just save that. Okay, next we have reading. Now we're going to come back to this in a minute, because what we're going to do is we're going to set a home page for our blog. Writing. Okay, size of the post box. This isn't really matter in our case. Okay, we'll have to come back and set this up because there's some other setup we need to do before we get here. And then general we've already done. This was the first screen we came into. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is to go and manage the content that is currently on the blog. So click on Manage. And what we want to do here is we want to delete this post because it's just a garbage post. So just click Delete, select it, and delete it. Same thing with pages. Delete that. Okay, next, links. Delete all of these. Categories. In here, we're going to want to set up at least one category. So we'll just do category name. We'll call it dog health. And you can set up more if you want. And all you do is add the category. Okay, tags. We're not going to have to worry about that with this one. Link categories. So we can either add a new one or just rename the one we have. So we'll add a new one and we'll call it resources. Add. Okay, and then that's all we need to set here. Okay, at this point, we're all ready to start adding some content. Now, before we do that, there are some plugins we will set. So go to plugins. Here it is the Akismet spam plugin that I was telling you about. So we can activate that one if we're going to allow anybody to leave comments. So all you have to do is activate that, and then you have to enter what's called an API key for this to work. So what you do is you enter your API key down here, and if you don't have one, then you go to wordpress.com and you get one. So I'm going to enter mine in here. Tell it to automatically discard spam comments, and we'll update. Okay, and then we'll go back to plugins again. Okay, we'll activate all-in-one SEO. We'll activate Go Codes. You notice they change color and move up as they've been activated. We'll activate the Google Sitemap and WP-O-Matic. Okay, so now all of our plugins are activated. This Hello Dolly one is one that's automatically with it. We don't need it, so we won't activate it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is add some static content to our site and set our home page. So we'll continue with the setup in the next video.